Hey kid, never stop running. Breakbeat, a dream that's drumming on in the backseat. We're humming, and we rise up with the setting sun. Climbing to see.
Hello there, and welcome back to the homestead. It's that time of year again where I begin to feel a transition coming. The snow is still falling, the temperature is well below freezing, and all the evidence seems to prove that winter still has its icy hold on us. And yet, I find my mind is turning towards spring. In only a week's time, I'll start this year's earliest seedlings, enough onion starch to supply our family for the whole year. It always amazes me how you must begin preparing for the next winter before the current one even ends. But before I can fully let my mind transition to spring, there are loose ends that must be tied. My winter pantry is also in the midst of a transition. The foods that I stored so faithfully last fall are reaching their end. Each day, it seems, I find that one of the remaining spaghetti squash are beginning to shrivel and must be fed to the chickens. The potatoes I've stored in the pantry are becoming leathery and forming small potato eyes. And the onions, with the prospect of spring, are growing bright green sprouts in hopes of forming flowers and thus seeds, completing their biannual life cycle. All these foods, therefore, must be preserved in some fashion, or they will find themselves in the compost bin. Today's task is preserving the onions. Now, you could very well freeze or ferment them, but my method of choice is to make onion powder. I find it more convenient and versatile. To complete this task, I prefer to use my mandolin slicer, dehydrator, and food processor. I'll link the ones I either use or recommend below. But if you don't have one or any of these items, you could also use a knife, oven, and blender to get the job done as well. This beautiful dehydrator was a birthday gift from my mother and father-in-law, and I'm so grateful to them. But you don't need anything this fancy to get the job done. Use whatever you have or can afford. I start by thinly slicing the onions. They don't have to be perfect, but if I'm using a knife, I try to cut them as close to the same thickness as possible, so that they will dry evenly. A mandolin slicer makes for much faster work. Once sliced, I spread them evenly on the trays. It's okay if they overlap a bit, but try to spread them out enough that they'll dry evenly. Now, the thing about onions is that they have a rather pungent odor. So, today I'm going to try to dehydrate my onions outside. Though I have not confirmed this is true, I've also heard that onions and the gases they put off can be harmful to pets, so I thought it best to be extra careful. You want to dehydrate the onions at around 125 degrees Fahrenheit and until they are evenly crispy. When they're done, they should snap like a potato chip. If they are pliable, they have too much water remaining and may mold once powdered. I'm going to store my onion powder in this mason jar, but any airtight container will do. Take it nice and steady because this onion powder gets everywhere. I'd love to know if you plan on giving this a try, or if you have any questions. So talk to me down below, and as always, thank you for watching. Many blessings to you.